What if you gave up everything, your last dime, your dreams, to save your family from a freezing night, only to catch them sipping champagne and twirling sparklers over lobster while you starved? I'm Sadie Monroe, and that betrayal sliced me open, exposing a secret so dark it'll haunt me forever. Hit subscribe, join me to unravel this shocking truth and push us to 1,000 subs so no one else plays the fool. Picture this. It's 2 a.m. in the dead of a Chicago winter, the wind howling like a beast outside my cracked apartment window, and my phone lights up with a call that stops my heart. It's Mom, Linda Monroe, her voice trembling, barely audible over the static. "Sadie, the furnace died. It's 5 degrees in here. The boys might not make it till morning." I bolt upright, my breath fogging in my freezing studio, picturing my nephews Ethan, Owen, and little Caleb, shivering under thin blankets, their teeth chattering, their tiny hands clutching each other for warmth. I don't think twice. I scramble to my banking app, hands shaking, and drain my last $2,000, the emergency fund I'd scraped together from overtime and skipped meals, wiring it to Mom with a frantic text. "Hold on, help's coming." I collapse back onto my lumpy mattress, staring at the ceiling, praying they'll be okay. 2 nights later, I'm driving home from a rare night out, my stomach growling from the crackers I've been living on to make rent, when I see it. Their silver Ford Taurus, parked outside Le Bistro, Chicago's rizziest restaurant, where a single steak costs $80 and a glass of wine could buy my groceries for a week. I blink. Sure, I'm hallucinating, but there they are. Mom, Dad, Jess, Tom, the boys. Through the massive glass windows, clinking champagne flutes, sparklers fizzing over a lobster platter, laughing like they're royalty while I'm starving to keep them alive. I'm Sadie Monroe, 34, single, no kids, no life outside this family, and that was the night my world imploded. Hit subscribe, join me on this gut-wrenching ride. Let's hit 1,000 subs and rip the mask off the truth together. They called me their rock, their Sadie man. Me, turns out I was their ATM, and they were cashing out big time. I live in a 400-square-foot studio downtown, the kind of place where the heat barely works and the walls are stained with God knows what. Rent's $1,300 a month, and I pay it late more often than not because every spare dollar goes to the Monroes. I'm a project manager at a tech startup. Decent gig, 60-hour weeks, enough to keep me afloat, but not enough to dream big. My desk at work is a shrine to minimalism. A laptop, a coffee mug, a post-it that says, "Call Mom." No framed photos of a husband or a golden retriever staring back at me. My co-workers tease me about it. "Sadie, when you getting a dog? A boyfriend?" I flash a grin and shrug. Too busy keeping the Monroes standing. They laugh, thinking it's a joke. It's not. I haven't taken a vacation in 9 years. Haven't bought new clothes since Obama was president. Haven't said no to a family plea since I was old enough to hold a paycheck. It's who I am. Or who I thought I was. The Monroes are your classic suburban American crew, straight out of a Norman Rockwell painting, if you don't look too close. My parents, Robert and Linda, are in their late 60s, retired and living in a weathered split level in Oak Park, 30 minutes west of the city. Dad spent 40 years as an electrician, hands calloused from wrangling wires. Mom was a bank teller, all smiles and sensible shoes. They raised me and my sister Jess on a mantra. Family sticks together no matter what. Jessica Harper now, is 38, the golden child who did everything right. Married her college sweetheart Tom, popped out 3 boys, Ethan's 13, Owen's 10, Caleb's just 7, and settled into a cul-de-sac life 10 minutes from Mom and Dad. Tom's a software engineer, quiet but steady, or so I thought. The boys are a tornado of energy. Ethan's all teenage attitude and basketball dreams. Owen's a chatterbox with a gap-toothed grin. Caleb's the baby with curls and a giggle that could melt steel. Sundays at Oak Park are sacred. I pull up in my rattling 9 Civic, a $12 bottle of Merlot in hand, and step into the chaos. Linda's meatloaf sizzling, Robert nursing a Coors Light, the boys bickering over Xbox controllers. I'm the aunt who shows up, cleans up, and shells out, Always have been, always will be. Or so they thought. It started small, 7 years back. Jess called me in a panic. Caleb's crib broke. Tom's hours got cut. We need $300. Please, Sadie. I sent it, canceled a weekend trip to Lake Michigan with friends. Told myself it was fine. Family helps family. Then it snowballed. $100 for Dad's truck tires, $400 for Owen's braces, $600 for Mom's leaky roof. Last winter it hit a new low. Mom's call about the furnace, her voice cracking. Sadie, it's an emergency. The boys are freezing. I wired $2,000 that night, skipped my own rent, took double shifts to catch up. I pictured Caleb's little face blue with cold and told myself I'd done the right thing. I was their rock, their Sadie man-me, the nickname they'd given me since I was a kid hauling groceries up the porch steps. But that night at La Bistro, seeing those sparklers light up their smug faces, I realized something. I wasn't their hero, I was their fool, and I was done playing the part. Tell me in the comments. Have you ever thought sacrificing for family was your duty, only to find out it might be a trap they set for you? What would you do if you caught them red-handed like I did? I need to know I'm not alone in this. My life's a treadmill stuck on high speed, running hard, going nowhere. I wake up at 6 a.m. in my drafty Chicago studio, the radiator clanking like it's auditioning for a horror movie. The place smells like damp drywall and regret. $1,300 a month for a mattress on the floor, a thrift store couch, and a view of a dumpster. I'm a project manager at a tech startup downtown, juggling deadlines and egos for 60 hours a week. The pay's decent, $55,000 a year, but after taxes, rent, and the Monroes, I'm lucky to have $50 left by month's end. My coworkers sip lattes and plan ski trips. I sip instant coffee and plan how to stretch a loaf of bread for 3 days. I've got no husband, no kids, no dog, just a phone that buzzes with guilt trips from Oak Park. Sadie, you're the strong one, Mom always says, like it's a medal I should pin to my chest. I believed her once. Now, I'm not so sure. Sundays are the Monroe family ritual, a chaotic pilgrimage I've made since I could drive. I pull into their Oak Park driveway, my '09 Civic coughing like it's on its last leg, a $12 bottle of Merlot clutched in my hand. The house is a time capsule, peeling beige paint, a sagging porch, the kind of place you'd call cozy if you didn't know better. Inside, it's a circus. Linda's in the kitchen, aprons streaked with gravy, sliding a meatloaf into the oven. Robert's at the table, Coors Light in one hand, phone in the other, muttering about the Bears' latest flop. Jess and Tom heard the boys. Ethan sprawled on the rug, thumb smashing his Xbox controller. Owen darting around jabbering about his science project. Caleb toddling after them, knocking over lamps with a giggle. I set the wine down, get the usual greeting. There's our Sadie, Dad says, grinning. How's the city treating you? Busy, I reply, my go-to line, vague enough to dodge the truth. I grab plates, set the table, pour the wine, always pitching in, always the rock. Dinner's a mess of noise. Jess yells at Ethan to drop the game. Owen shovels mashed potatoes like he's starving. Caleb smears peas on his face. I sit there, picking at my plate, half listening to Jess brag about Ethan's basketball stats or Linda fret about the grocery bill. It's home, or it was, until the cracks started showing. The demands crept in years ago, small at first, then relentless. 7 years back, Jess called me sobbing. Caleb's crib broke. Tom's hours got cut. We need $300. Please, Sadie. I sent it, no questions, canceled a weekend with friends. She never paid me back. Then it was Dad's truck tires, $100, Owen's braces, $400, Mom's leaky roof, $600. I told myself it was normal. Family helps family, right? But it never stopped. Last winter, Mom's furnace call hit me hard. Sadie, it's 5 degrees in here. The boys are freezing. I wired $2,000 that night, skipped rent, worked double shifts to catch up. I'd pictured Caleb's curls peeking out from a blanket, his little voice whispering, I'm cold. and I'd have sold my soul to keep him warm. He hugged me next Sunday, squealing, "Go, Sadie! You're my superhero." I hugged him back, heart swelling, thinking I'd saved the day. That's me. Sadie Manhage me, the fixer, the one who never says no. A month ago, the treadmill cranked up a notch. I'd been eyeing a promotion at work. Senior project manager, a $15,000 raise, a shot at moving to Seattle, starting fresh. I was prepping my pitch when Jess texted, "Ethan's basketball team made regionals, $700 for fees. Tom's check bounced. We're broke. Sadie." I sent it, scrapped the laptop I'd been saving for. A week later, Linda called, voice shaky. "Dad's back's out again. $1,200 for the chiropractor. We can't swing it without you." I took a payday loan, $1,500, at 20% interest, cut my grocery budget to ramen and peanut butter. The promotion slipped away. I told my boss, family comes first. She stared at me like I'd lost my mind. "You sure about this, Sadie?" she asked. I nodded, but inside I wasn't. Last Sunday sealed it. I dragged myself to Oak Park, exhausted from a 70-hour week, Merlot in hand. Jess slid a list across the table. $2,000, single-spaced, laser-printed. $150 for Ethan's new Nikes, $500 for Owen's summer camp, $200 for Caleb's preschool fees, even $100 for a birthday gift for Owen's buddy. I stared at it, my fork frozen mid-air. $2,000. More than my rent, more than I'd spent on myself in a year. "I'll handle it," I mumbled, the words automatic after years of conditioning. Jess beamed. "You're the best, Sadie." Then Linda's eyes zeroed in on my one indulgence, a $100 pair of wireless earbuds I'd bought after my old ones died. "Sadie, what's that?" she snapped, voice sharp as a knife. $100 on earbuds when Ethan's team needs gear for regionals?" Dad chimed in, not looking up from his beer. "Kinda selfish, hun. The boys need all the help they can get." My face burned. Selfish? I'd paid for Ethan's last 2 seasons. $1,400 total. I gripped my fork tighter, forcing a smile. "I know about regionals." Linda didn't let up. "We raised you better than to splurge like that." I glanced at Jess. She was fiddling with a new bracelet, silver and shiny, probably $80 at least. "Tom got it for me," she said when I'd complimented it earlier. "A gift, sure." The table went quiet, the kind of silence that screams louder than words. I excused myself early. Work tomorrow. Hugged them goodbye, smiled through the motions. But driving home, the city lights blurring past my windshield, that $2,000 list burned a hole in my brain. Ethan's Nikes, Owen's camp, Caleb's fees, and Linda's voice. Selfish. I'd eaten ramen 4 nights that week to cover Dad's back pain. When had helping family turned into me footing their whole damn life? Drop your thoughts below. When family keeps asking for more, do you ever say no, or do you keep giving because you're scared they'll hate you? I need your take. I'm starting to wonder if I'm the crazy one here. The treadmill didn't just speed up after that Sunday. It flipped upside down and threw me off. I'd sent Jess the $2,000 for her list by Monday morning, wiring it from my phone while gulping cold coffee in my chilly studio. "Thanks, Sadie. You're a lifesaver," she texted back, a heart emoji tacked on like a cherry on top. I stared at it, that word, selfish, still echoing from Mom's jab about my earbuds. I'd paid Ethan's regionals fees twice, covered Owen's braces, sent cash for Dad's back, yet my $100 splurge was the crime? I shook it off, told myself it was fine. Family needs me. That's what rocks do, hold everything together, even when they're crumbling. But by midweek, the cracks in that logic widened, and what came next nearly buried me. Tuesday night, my phone rang. Dad this time, his voice low and urgent. "Sadie, don't tell Jess, but we're in deep. The bank's threatening foreclosure. $4,000 behind on the mortgage. If you don't help, we're out on the street by Friday." My stomach dropped like I'd been sucker punched. Peeling paint? sagging porch. But home, I saw Ethan slouched over his Xbox, Owen racing through the yard, Caleb toddling after them, then all of it gone, the boys crying in a motel room, their lives upended. "How'd this happen?" I croaked. "Retirement's tight," he said. "We didn't want to burden Jess. She's stretched thin with the kids." I nodded into the phone. Though he couldn't see me, my mind racing. $4,000. I didn't have it. My savings were toast after the furnace fiasco, my credit maxed from Dad's chiropractor, but I couldn't let them lose the house. "I'll figure it out," I said, voice steady despite the panic clawing my chest. I hung up, opened my banking app, and did the unthinkable. I cashed out my $401,500, my entire safety net built over a decade of scrimping. Fees ate $1,000, but I wired the rest to Dad that night, texting, "It's done. You're safe." No reply, just silence. I sat on my couch, staring at the wall, my future now a $0 balance. "It's for the boys," I whispered, imagining Caleb's curls, trying to convince myself I'd done right. Wednesday brought another blow. Jess texted at noon, "Sadie, Caleb fell down the stairs, banged his head bad, needs $600 for the ER please, it's urgent." My heart lurched. Caleb, my little superhero fan, the one who hugged me like I could fix anything. I pictured him crumpled at the bottom of those creaky Oak Park stairs, his curls matted with blood, Linda sobbing beside him. I didn't hesitate, scraped $600 from my overdraft, sent it, texted, "Is he okay?" "Yeah, thanks, Sadie. He's a trooper," she replied. "No details." I exhaled, relief mixing with exhaustion. I'd worked 14 hours that day, skipped lunch to save cash, my head pounding from stress. But Caleb was safe. That's what mattered, or so I thought. Friday, I finally broke free. My friends Anna and Kim had been begging me for drinks, our monthly ritual I'd ditched too often lately, always some Monroe crisis in the way. This time, I said yes. I needed air, a laugh, a moment to feel like Sadie, not the family ATM. We met at a dive bar on Michigan Avenue. Dim lights, $10 cocktails, the hum of normal people living normal lives. Anna hugged me tight. "Girl, where you been hiding? Work, family, you know?" I said, sliding onto a stool. Kim launched into a story about her boss's meltdown. Anna bragged about a new client. "She's a server at Le Bistro, the fancy joint downtown." I laughed until my sides ached, sipping a gin and tonic that tasted like freedom. For 2 hours, I forgot the $2,000 list, the foreclosure, Caleb's fall. We hugged goodbye at 10 p.m., and I headed to my car, the city buzzing with Friday night energy. Couples strolling, friends spilling from bars. I almost felt like one of them. Then I hit a red light on Grand Avenue, and everything changed. There, parked smack in front of Le Bistro, the swanky spot Anna works at, was Dad's Ford Taurus, his faded Fix-It 55 license plate glinting under the streetlights. Le Bistro's no diner. It's $80 steaks, $25 wine, the kind of place Mom always called pretentious nonsense for rich fools. "Huh, what the hell?" I muttered, hands tightening on the wheel. I pulled into a spot across the street, got out, my breath fogging in the March chill. Through the restaurant's huge windows, I saw them, all of them. Dad in a blazer I'd never seen, Mom with a pearl necklace gleaming against a black dress, Jess in a silk top with that new silver bracelet catching the light. The table was a wreckage of excess, lobster shells, steak bones, a half-empty bottle of red wine, hundreds of dollars right there. They were laughing, clinking glasses, happier than I'd seen them in years. My phone buzzed. "Jess? Sadie, Ethan's got a fever, need $400 for meds. Urgent." I stared at Ethan, grinning, spooning chocolate mousse. No fever in sight. I fumbled for my phone, called Anna, my voice a stranger's. "Hey, you at Le Bistro? My family's there, the Monroes, older couple, my sister, 3 boys. Anna's voice brightened. "Oh yeah, the Monroes, regulars every Friday. Last week was Owen's birthday. Indoor fireworks, epic party." Your dad tipped me $150 cash. I choked out a thanks, hung up, my phone slipping to my lap. Owen's birthday. The same week I sent $2,000 for necessities. Caleb's fall. 2 days after, $600 for an ER he never saw. Foreclosure, $5,000 of my retirement. And here they were, living like kings. My hands shook, tears burning my eyes. They weren't broke. They weren't desperate. They were liars. And I was their fool. Tell me in the comments, if you caught your family pulling this, would you confront them on the spot or walk away and let them stew? I need your take. I'm drowning in this mess. I didn't sleep that night. The images burned behind my eyes. Dad's blazer, Mom's pearls, Jess's bracelet glinting under Lee Bistro's chandeliers, the boys giggling over sparklers while I'd been eating crackers to save their house. My phone sat on the coffee table, taunting me with Jess's last text. Ethan's got a fever, need $400 for meds, urgent. Ethan, who'd been scarfing moose like a king, and his words looped in my head. Regulars. Every Friday. Owen's birthday, $150 tip. I'd sent $2,000 for necessities that week, $600 for Caleb's fake fall, $5,000 of my $401 for a foreclosure that wasn't real. By dawn, my shock had hardened into something else. Rage. White hot and jagged, slicing through years of guilt and duty. I made coffee, black, no sugar, because I was too wired to care, and dialed Mom's number, my hands steady despite the storm inside. She picked up after 3 rings, groggy. Sadie, it's 6 a.m. Everything okay? No, Mom, it's not, I said, voice low but firm. I saw you all at Le Bistro last night. Dad, Jess, Tom, the boys. Champagne, lobster, sparklers. Quite the party while I'm killing myself to keep you afloat. Dead silence, like the line had dropped. Then she stammered, What are you talking about? Don't, I cut in. I took pictures. I called Anna. She works there, said, You're regulars, VIPs, every Friday. Owen's birthday last week, fireworks, $150 tips, ring any bells? Another pause, longer this time. I could hear her breathing, scrambling. Tom got a bonus, she finally said, her voice small. He wanted to treat us. It's not a big deal. I laughed, a sharp, bitter sound that startled even me. Not a big deal? A bonus? You're there every week, Mom. The same week Jess begged for $600 because Caleb fell while he was eating dessert. The same month I cashed my retirement for your foreclosure. You're lying to me. Sadie, you don't understand, she started, but I didn't let her finish. No, I understand perfectly. I eat ramen to pay your bills. I haven't slept in days worrying about the boys. I gave up my future $5,000, Mom, for a house you're not losing while you sip wine I can't afford. I'm done being your ATM. She gasped, a sharp intake. So what? You're abandoning us. What about the boys? Ethan's regionals are next month. They've got parents, I snapped. Parents who can afford sparklers and tips. Figure it out. I hung up before she could guilt me back, my pulse hammering in my ears. My phone buzzed instantly. Jess. I answered, steeling myself. What the hell did you say to Mom? She demanded, voice shaking. She's crying her eyes out. I told her the truth, I said, calm but cold. I saw you at Le Bistro, blessed, right? With my money. I know about the Fridays, the birthdays, the lies. She switched gears fast, from angry to pleading. You don't get it, Sadie. Tom and I are struggling, the boys' expenses, the house. It's too much. Those dinners are only break. A break? I shot back. I saw your Instagram. New bracelet, silk top, steak. I liquidated my $401k for your foreclosure while you're living it up. Caleb's fall. Another lie? Where's that $600, Jess? She flipped back to fury. You're spying on us? You're so selfish. The boys need you. They need parents who don't mooch off their aunt, I said, voice like ice. You want to talk selfish? Check your credit card bill, not mine. She went quiet, then tried one last stab. Fine, cut us off. but the boys won't understand why Aunt Sadie's gone. Ethan's heartbroken already. That hit hard. Ethan, my lanky nephew with the shy smile, who'd high-fived me after every game I'd funded. Before I could respond, my phone pinged. A text from his number. Sadie, Mom says you don't want us to have a house anymore. Do you hate us? My breath caught, tears spilling over. I sobbed, clutching the phone, picturing his confused brown eyes. They'd turned him against me. My own nephew, weaponized to drag me back. Tell them the truth, I choked out to Jess. Tell them why Aunt Sadie's done. Because Mommy and Grandma chose lies over love. I hung up, blocked her number, then Mom's, Dad's. Every lifeline I'd clung to for years. My hands trembled, but my chest felt lighter, like I'd finally exhaled. I pulled up Jess's Instagram. There it was, posted Friday night. Family night, blessed. All of them grinning at Le Bistro, sparklers blazing, my $5,000 lighting up their lie. I scrolled back, weeks of posts. Date night with Tom, her in a new dress, boys' day out. Caleb with a $50 Lego set. My money, my sacrifice splashed across their perfect life. I wasn't their rock, I was their prey, hunted dry. The next day, Mom texted from a burner. Fridge is empty, Sadie. We're desperate. I deleted it. Jess emailed. Caleb's sick again, real this time, help us. I trashed it. Dad left a voicemail. This ain't how we raised you, hun. I didn't call back. They drained me. $10,000 in a year, maybe more, and left me with nothing but a shattered heart. I opened my banking app, stared at my $0 balance and made a choice. No more. I wasn't their hero anymore. I was done being their fool. Tell me in the comments, if your family turned your own kid against you like this, could you confront them, or would you walk away forever? Should I have stayed for the boys, or was cutting them off the only way out? I need your take. I'm lost in this wreckage. 6 months have passed since I hung up on Mom, blocked Jess's number, and cut the cord on the Monroe family lifeline. 6 months since I saw them feasting at Le Bistro while I scraped by on crumbs and guilt. It's been a roller coaster, anger, relief, a hollow grief that hit me harder than I'd expected. But something incredible happened in the wreckage. I started living for Sadie Monroe, not their endless emergencies. And let me tell you, it feels damn good. The fallout was brutal, messier than I'd imagined, but it peeled back the lies and showed me who they really were. And in that chaos, I found a flicker of hope. And maybe, just maybe, a way to heal. The Monroes didn't go down quietly. Mom emailed me a week after our fight from a friend's account. Sadie, the fridge is empty. We're living on canned soup. How could you abandon us? Jess sent a novel-length sob story. Ethan quit basketball because we couldn't pay the fees. He blames you, Sadie. Happy now? Dad left voicemails, his voice gruff. This ain't the daughter we raised. You're tearing us apart. I deleted them all. But the guilt gnawed at me. Ethan's lanky frame on the court, Caleb's curls bouncing as he ran. Had I hurt them to spite their parents? I almost caved. Until Anna, my Le Bistro insider, called with the real story. Girl, Jess is a mess, she said, sipping wine over the phone. Tom found out she's got $40,000 in credit card debt, online slots, designer bags, the works. She was using your cash to cover the minimums. When you stopped, it crashed. I stared at my cracked ceiling, stunned. $40,000? Gambling? What about the foreclosure? I asked. Anna laughed, dark. No foreclosure. Your parents co-signed Jess's new SUV, $25,000 loan. That $5,000 from your $401k? They blew it on a casino weekend in Vegas. Slots and shows, not a mortgage. My jaw dropped. They'd played me hard. The truth sank in like a stone. Mom and Dad picked up part-time shifts at Target. Not because they were broke, but because Jess wouldn't bail them out of her own mess. Jess tried reeling me back with more lies, called from Kim's phone 2 months in. Sadie, please, the boys miss you. Caleb's asking why you hate us. I stayed cool. Sell your SUV, Jess, or skip a casino night. Your call. She hung up, furious. Then last month, a photo from Mom via a burner number. Their fridge, half empty, with a note, "This is on you." I trashed it, but the jabs kept coming. Jess emailed last week. Ethan cries every night, asking where Aunt Sadie went. He thinks you stole our home. That one stung. Ethan, my quiet champ, manipulated again. I was ready to write them off for good, until a letter arrived in my mailbox, scrawled in a 13-year-old's shaky hand. Sadie, I found Mom's casino receipts in the trash. $2,000 in one night. I'm sorry I believed her. I miss you. Ethan's words hit like a tidal wave. I sobbed for hours, clutching that paper, his messy pencil marks a lifeline in the dark. He saw the truth. My nephew, barely a teen, braver than his parents. Meanwhile, my life's blooming, slowly but real. That $5,000 I'd lost to their lies, I rebuilt it. $7,000 now, stashed in a savings account they'll never touch. 6 months of no emergencies will do that. I traded my dying Civic for a used Kia Optima. Nothing fancy, but the sunroof opens to the sky and I roll it back on sunny days, wind in my hair, feeling alive. Last month, I booked my first vacation in a decade. Hawaii, a dream I'd shelved since college because family comes first. I can already smell the salt air, taste the pineapple. 7 days of just me, no guilt. My apartment's a home now. New curtains, a rug I don't hate, a bookshelf stuffed with thrillers I actually read. I joined a running club. Every Saturday we hit the Lake Michigan trails, my legs burning, my mind clear. I volunteer too, teaching reading to kids at a shelter, kids like Ethan who deserve truth, not lies. Last week, one of them, a wiry 10-year-old named Marcus, grinned up at me. "Miss Sadie, you're the best." I teared up, thinking of Caleb, but smiled back. I'm more than a checkbook. I'm me. The calls have slowed but not stopped. Mom still tells anyone who'll listen I abandoned them in their hour of need. Jess's latest email from a new account. "Caleb doesn't get why you're gone. He drew you a picture, but I guess you don't care." I deleted it, heart heavy but firm. I love those boys, always will, but I won't be their parents' pawn. Last week, Jess tried one more time, calling from Anna's phone. "Sadie, please. You're punishing us. The boys need you." I kept my voice steady. "I'm 34, single, no kids, Jess, and I still couldn't afford your life. Tell Ethan why Mommy gambled his basketball fees away." She hung up, and Anna texted later. "She's pissed, but I get it. You're done bleeding for them." Not like I did. I used to think loving myself was selfish, that family meant giving till it hurt. Now I know it's about boundaries, about saving yourself so you can save what matters. Ethan's letter sits on my dresser, a fragile hope that he'll grow up different, that he'll understand. My bank account's growing, my calendar's full, and for the first time in years, I'm excited for what's next. I hope Mom, Dad, and Jess face their mess someday. I hope the boys learn what love really means, not the twisted version they've been fed. Whether they do or not, it's not my burden anymore. Tell me in the comments, can you forgive a family who'd rather destroy you than fix themselves? Should I reach out to Ethan, risk it all again, or keep my peace and let him find me when he's ready? Is loving yourself betrayal, or the only way to survive? I need your take. This journey's not over yet.